from kind of how high that was the other day?
Yeah, definitely. 24-hour rule kicked in. I mean, it was a big moment, but it's a new week, new opportunity to capitalize on another team. So it's back to work.
Coach said that they had run that play a couple of times. Did you think it was coming your way?
The play is designed for Ty, actually. I was supposed to pick Ty's defender, but in mid-play, the defender tackled Ty during the play, so it freed me up, so I capitalized on it. Everybody else ran a good route. The O-line blocked really good. Shelly threw a great pass, so I was on the good end of it.
When you know plays are designed for other people, I mean, especially in that big moment, are you just like, oh man, I want that moment, and then it just kind of before, or is it just, what's kind of the thought process?
Nah, I mean, it's so much talent on offense, including Ty. Ty's a great player, as you see week in, week out, makes big plays. We got great players all around the offense, from the O-line, receivers, tight ends, running backs, quarterbacks. So, nah, I was just there when my name was called. I was just there to make the play as well. So,
what does it feel like in that moment after the play? Then you're standing there in the end zone, everyone's going crazy.
I don't know. I guess it didn't hit me right away, but I did. I mean, it felt good, but at the same time, we knew the game wasn't over just yet. So, myself personally, I wanted to see that clock to go to 0 until I got too excited. So, yeah.
How many times have you watched it, to be honest?
To be very honest, a little over 100 times. I'll be just sitting, laying down now, just keep playing replay. It was a great moment. I would say that, yeah.
You guys are both 6 years. Are you tired of seeing each other? Yeah.
Nah, actually, man, me and him actually take the time to like take in some moments. For example, it was like our last homecoming. We sat there and we took a moment to be like, man, this is our last one together, bro. Like, it's been 6 of them. It's our last one. So, yeah, man, it's been a good journey.
You guys have special names. Is it super seniors, or is it, what do you call yourselves?
I mean, I usually call us like the Three Musketeers, because it's me, him, and then Tyler Lovelace. We're the last of the dying breed. So.
Yeah, I mean, to the other guys, we get called grandpa or uncle. So, yeah.
Yeah, so Lovelace is Grams. I think he said, Eric, you're uncle. So, Isaac, what does that make you?
I'm either the old guy or I'm Pops. So, yeah.
You get tired of school? I mean, 6 years of school, man. That's got to be something.
Well, currently I'm in grad school, which is not as bad as undergrad. So I'm doing good with that. I couldn't do another undergrad year. I can say that.
So you can do a dissertation on game-winning football catches, right?
I mean, I guess I'm a little expert team in it. No, but yeah.
Eric, just can you talk a little bit about the defense? I mean, twice the opportunity to get that turnover and to spark the team the other way.
Yeah, it's something that we were really looking for. We knew that, like, in order to turn the game around and like to give our offense a chance, because throughout the entire game, our offense they were doing their job. They were moving the ball. They getting down there scoring when they got their opportunities. But we know that as a defense, we need to step up and we needed to give them that opportunity. And once that finally comes, it was like, oh, we finally did it. So it was kind of like a sigh of relief when it did happen. But
Now Rick was talking about both of you guys going to Carbondale. Just talk a little bit about going out there and needing to keep this going in order to make the playoffs again.
Yeah, I know it was definitely because from our experience, we haven't been there very a lot. We went there one time, but compared to most other people's college experience, they've probably been there a little more times than we have. But we know how hard the work it takes to get there, and then once we're there, the fact that once we finally get there, it's not just we finally made it and we can just pull back. And I felt like that's kind of what some guys did, and obviously it was disappointing the results of that. But now that we're coming back, we've been there before. Guys know what to expect, and we're all looking forward to having our rematch and showing out that it was just a fluke of what happened before, and that we really can't do it. We can continue going.
Right. You need to win a couple more games, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
How frustrating was that second half the other day for you guys? How was it just trying to move past some of those big runs that Weah would go out for? Just what was that like for you guys?
It was a little bit of a mental game. I know for a lot of our guys that we have to make sure that no matter what happens, we constantly have to keep fighting. We can't allow the different stresses that happen to pop up. Like, even though that's not what we pride ourselves in, we pride ourselves in being a fourth quarter defense and stopping people in the second half. And even if that doesn't happen, we can't allow ourselves to shrink back from it. So it was trying to get guys to make sure you're reading your keys, doing your job, and don't allow the distractions of the game that's happening to affect the execution. And as long as we continue doing that, we can still push back, just as long as nobody we all stay together and nobody collapses.
Isaac, do you guys look at the standings at all and kind of see what other teams did on Saturdays?
Me personally, I don't. I'll take it week by week. Sometimes I don't even know who we're playing until the next week comes. I just take it week by week. I never look too far ahead. It's been working for me. So yeah, I don't really pay attention to the standings and scores and stuff like that.
Offense has really been clicking lately. You guys were able to still move the ball against North Dakota State, and it seemed like you guys could have had more points, even in this past week. Just what's really just starting to go now that you guys have been playing for a little bit? Jason, of course, behind center. Just what's working right now for that offense?
Like I said earlier, it's a lot of talent on the offensive side. I guess what was making it click more, I guess, it just as the season goes on, we all keep seeing what works, and Jason's back there more comfortable in the offense. He knows where you want to go to. So everyone's doing a great job. O-line's blocking their off. Jason's throwing the ball, receivers catching it, tight ends catching it, and running backs running with the ball. So I think it's just us. It's that time of the year when we see how good we are, and it's also the hard work we put in. We out there day in and day out putting in the work. So it's hard work, and it's just chemistry.
You've had a few quarterbacks during your time here. Just what makes Jason it makes him special right now?
And Jason, he's solid. He's just a flat out playmaker, man. Whether he's running with the ball in his hands or he's throwing it, he's also smart too. He's savvy. I think that's the big thing with quarterbacks now. It's not just dropping back and reading your keys. It's extending the play, having some swag to you. If one read go down, can I go to the next read? And Jason has that ability to do that. For example, that last play of the game was a great example of that. So, yeah, he's great back there. I'm happy to have him.
Coach kind of said he's not really the most talkative leader. Just kind of, what's he like back there?
He shows by example. We all believe in him. He doesn't have to be the loudest or rah-rah guy on the field, but like I said, he has that swagger, he has that confidence. I think just straight off the confidence, we're falling right behind him. So, even when he does make a bad play, he doesn't just hold his head down and just be getting the dumps. He's right back at it. He's ready to go back out there and to the next possession. So, I think his swagger most of all.
Eric, how much have you looked into Southern Illinois and their offense?
Right now, none. When we come off the games, got to make sure, we relax, get our bodies right, and kind of reflect on the past game. And then, usually today is the day that we start getting into that. So I can't say that I've personally been looking at them at all. Like you said, we don't really know. We're playing until the next week, and so we just start.
That's weird. How do you kind of keep that? That's just a little strange.
For me, I know it is. I know it definitely is strange, but for me, it's just I know that no matter what happens, I'm still gonna fight whoever's in front of me. So, I'll get to them when I get to them. I'm not gonna look ahead. I'm not gonna look ahead at them before their time comes. Once they're there in front of me, then I'll start looking at them. But until then, I don't really care until I face them.
Did you think that last year was going to be your last year, or did you know you kind of had this? So, preparing for looking ahead, let's say to Northern Iowa's game, your last home game. Are you prepared for that, or were you prepared for that last year?
Yeah, I would. Last year was weird. I just really wasn't sure what was going on because, there was talk of, oh, they're probably going to give you another year or this is going to be the last year. So it was just like, it was kind of confusing. I wasn't really sure what to feel about it and stuff. I was still just trying to play like, okay, we got to play like this is the last time. I know whenever my father talked to me, he was always trying to like make sure that I was staying focused and, like you got to give it your all, like act like every game is your last game and just keep playing and stuff like that. And then, it was a blessing when I got it was like confirmed that we got the extra year. So, I don't know, it's almost like I've had the time of worrying about that, oh, it's my last homecoming game, but now it actually is, and so it's like, I feel like I've already done it, and now I just gotta like do it again. So, I don't know, it's weird.
You made a lot of big plays here, but that fumble recovery, just the situation, everything, that's got to be high up on the list now, right?
Oh yeah, we we definitely needed the when Kyrie came and he caused that fumble and stuff, and then it was like at the moment like seeing the ball like roll onto the ground, everybody was around it, like you're aware of what's going on, and time kind of slows down, and so it's like everything that coach has been teaching you about, like, oh, go for the ball, and like it's like this is the time now, like go for it, like jump. And so once we finally got it, it was like I was laying on the ground as the coaches were as the refs were huddling around us telling us to get up and stuff. I'm like, oh, we got it, like this is it, we got it, like we can come back, we got it. And I don't know, it's just like a slowly realization of what happened. It's like, oh, this is we made it. So
how special has this whole thing been to go through with Isaac and Tyler? I mean, most people get 4 years, some get 5, but y'all get 6.
Oh yeah, it's like living a whole nother life, I was just I've been taught, like, especially this last year, I've been talking with the guys and then my family about it. Like, I've been here for 6 whole years, and that's a significant portion. Like, I'm only 23, but that's a pretty big portion of my life that I've been living here compared to most other people only get 4 years, and how strange and odd the whole situation is. But it's been really cool. Getting to know the guys. Like, I've gotten to know a lot more brothers than most other people get. Guys coming in for 4 years, you meet the group that you have. Sometimes other guys come in and change out and stuff. But I've really gotten to know a lot of people, and like meet people like Ike and Tyler, and a lot of the younger guys that have kind of come up and seen me as this like uncle, father figure, and like trying to lead them and stuff. It's weird, like it's a whole weird situation, but it's something I wouldn't give up.
We talked after the Illinois State game and how you're just like, oh, I like those blowouts, or how you handling the cardiac bear stuff. I mean, that's
I mean, it's always been fights all the time, and then like sometimes like before they wouldn't really go away, and then we started getting success, and we were always having to like scrape and claw and fight for each little win that we could get, and it's kind of like what we've grown into. It still is like anxiety inducing each time. Like, I'll be on the sidelines, and when the offense is out there and they're charging, I'm like, oh, come on, make it, like, drive. Like, I'm sitting there like looking at the like our coaches are trying to talk to me. I'm looking at the board trying to watch this dude run and stuff. Like, come on, you can do it. You can do it. Like, but it's just what I've gotten used to. It's the things that you don't realize about it that makes it fun. Like, looking back on it, I hope to be, like a few years, I hope to be my dad when he was telling me stories about his time in college and like the different things that they would do when they're playing games, and like I'm living through that, and so I'm trying to enjoy those moments, and like even how stressful they are, but that's what's fun about the game. That's like the life that we are enjoying right now, so I'm just trying to soak it all in.
Yeah, again, it's a great win for us. It's definitely hard fought. Definitely had to come up with some big plays to do it in the fourth quarter, but we got it done. I think the thing that you see is nobody quit playing. Nobody gave in. They just kept playing hard. Easily could have turned the other way, but we didn't. And our players stepped up and made the plays to win the game. So we're excited about it.
You go back and watch that at all and look at it and be like, how did we pull this one off, ever?
No, not really. You know, you get mad and you feel, how are we behind like this? That's how I feel about it, because I felt like, you know, we could do what we wanted to on offense and, you know, stopped ourselves a couple times, I guess, but just you really feel like, how are we behind these guys?
Do you sit and look at the postseason jigsaw puzzle about, okay, this was a win we needed to get, you got these 2 games left, and
I've always hated puzzles. You know, I don't ever do puzzles. So, no, I don't look at that at all. It really doesn't matter. We just got to go play this week and win this week, and then what happens from there, you know, we can keep controlling our own destiny. So it's really about just this week.
We just had 2 of your 6th-year guys in here. What can you say about the experience that they bring in tight situations like on Saturday over on the sideline, even when they're not on the field?
You know, Eric's just solid as can be. You know, he always keeps the pretty same demeanor. You know, he plays extremely hard. He can be very dominant, probably even more than he does all the time. But he's always there. You know, and just a great player for us. Ike's been really good this fall for us. He learned a lot in spring. You know, spring was kind of the first time that he played a lot. He got better every day at practice, every week at practice. It's amazing how much improvement he's made, how much more he knows about the game of football. So for him to get more involved and have the catches and make the plays that he's made, you know, this year, I'm just really happy for him. He's a guy you cheer for because he comes every day to a meeting with a smile on his face. He works hard every single day. There's not one day that, you know, he's been moody or hasn't done. You know, we have to deal with that at some guys, but not Ike. So he's just fun to watch him play, and it's fun to see him have some success.
How much do you enjoy this group? Every time we interact with any of them, it just seems to be a bunch of good people that you have in this program, and it seems to be a blast.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and it has been that way since I first got here. They've all been excited just to go practice and go get better and go work hard. We've had good attitudes, and then the guys we've added to the team. You know, one of my biggest questions all summer long was, how are we going to get this team to come together? You know, we got a group of guys that won a share of the championship in spring, and now we're bringing in new guys, and they've all been good, just all focused on one thing, being a good football team and winning games, and enjoying each other. I think that's one of the funnest things about this year is our guys go out there and enjoy practice.
When you go back and watch the North Dakota game, just with defensively in that second half, was it a lot of that missed tackles type stuff that you were thinking post-game, and just kind of what was it there?
Yeah, there was quite a few missed tackles, and we had some times where we were right where we needed to be, right on the right fit. We missed the tackles, or he broke the tackles, however you want to say it. And then there were a few more where we were out of position than I thought during the game, where we just didn't close, we didn't take up the space and left space for him to make the cut. So we got to do a better job on the perimeter of closing down and not allowing space.
Seemed like a better day for your offensive line than the previous week.
Yeah, I thought they worked hard. We didn't do everything right, and they do a lot of wild stuff on their D-line. They're angling every play or running line games every play. Experience is starting to show up. Ryan's doing a good job making the calls. BB does a great job and fits on the other side of the tackles, so that we're starting to see them be more comfortable executing the offense.
How good does Jason make them look sometimes? I mean, his ability to move in that pocket, he's even better than some people you see on Sundays sometimes.
He's really good at feeling it, knowing where it's coming from, and being able to keep his eyes downfield. I think that's what he impresses me about, is he doesn't just look to run. He doesn't get his eyes down, which is experience. A lot of times young quarterbacks, when things flash in front of them, immediately their eyes go down and they don't see what the coverage is or who's open. But he's able to do both. He can make the move, keep his eyes downfield so he still completes passes or takes off and gets yards for us. He's been pretty impressive.
What are you looking for from Southern Illinois? I guess defensively too, they're not going to be the same kind of defense that you were looking the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, they're different. They got their own style, but I feel like we know them pretty well because we, studied them really hard. Had a really good game with them. They're pretty much the same guys. They've lost a few, I guess you would say. but they're big and physical up front. They've got linebackers that can run. They've got some experience in the secondary. They've got some young guys in the secondary too, but they're going to be sound and make you earn it. So we gotta do a good job with that.
Offensive, they seem pretty explosive and just good quarterback, good receivers.
Yeah, they got talent on offense. They got good receivers. They got speed. They, hand them the ball, throw them the ball. Quarterback makes a lot of plays. We've got to get him out of rhythm, put some pressure on him, make him change, make him, not just sit back there comfortable and deliver the ball. So, and then you got to stop the run. They have more running backs than anyone we've played. They play 4 guys.
Do you see a little bit of yourself in them? I mean, they've won a couple of overtime games. They've come from behind in some games. That never say quit in them as well?
I don't know. I don't even know how to answer that. They've won some good games, some close games. They've had 2 games they've won where their opponent went for 2 to win the game and they stopped them. So they're going to compete. It's going to be an all-day event. There's no question about that. So we're going to have to battle back and forth and know that they're going to answer when we score. We got to go answer when they score. I think it's going to be a good battle.
They've been a little turnover prone here in recently. Just kind of what have you seen that you guys maybe can take advantage of, and how big can that be for you guys this week?
I always tell our players turnovers come in bunches, so I'm hoping they just continue after the last quarter we just played, because that's one area where I don't feel like we've had as many as we did a year ago, had as much success getting the ball. So we've got to keep going ball searching, get the ball out when the running backs are running it, when the quarterback has it, when the receivers are running after the catch. The way you get interceptions is you pressure the quarterback, so we've got to just get more pressure on the quarterback and make him move and make him throw when he's not set and feeling comfortable.
Injuries. We didn't see Kevon this past week. How's he doing?
Yeah, Kevon he was ill, and it was non-COVID, but he was just sick and missed a couple practices. He was dressed for the game, but we didn't feel like he was ready to play.
Tyler Lovelace didn't seem wasn't out there.
Yeah, he should be back. We thought he would get ready for Saturday, and he wasn't able to. He has an ankle.
Tyler Wiltz kind of going out there.
I just saw Wiltz on the way over here. He told me he's doing great. He'll be ready to go and be out of practice today. Had a big smile on his face, so that was good to see. So he's tough. There's no question about that.
And we've seen, just touching on the receivers and the weapons you guys have right now, Xavier and Tyrone. Just kind of what do you see the big differences between the two, and why is one able to have? You're able to kind of decide which one's going to have a big week one week and kind of different the other. But just kind of what is it about those two that have been so dangerous for you guys?
Well, they're both real powerful and strong guys, big. Xavier's a really good route runner and does a really nice job on intermediate routes, making catches. I've been really impressed how well he runs after the catch. That was something I didn't know we were getting, because he's hard to tackle and he always gets good yardage after he catches the ball. Ty's just really explosive. He's got a really strong lower body. He can change directions, explode. He can run the short option routes, run the deep routes. He can pretty much, do a lot. So it's just kind of what their coverages are and, where the ball's taking us. I was really happy to see Murray have a big day, because he gives us a lot too when he can contribute. They did a couple different things there in the last drive, and Jason saw it. They hadn't shown it the whole game. They rolled to the boundary, and he hit Mitchell down the seam on the other side of the field, which was probably the difference in the game, I think. Him being able to see that coverage and know right where to go, because it wasn't something that we practiced or that they had shown. And they brought one linebacker from the boundary and then rolled the coverage that way, and he went right now to the receiver on the other side of the field. That was huge. So we feel comfortable now, I think, where our guys fit in and how we're using them, how we're getting them the ball.
You get excited when looking at how young Tyrone is and knowing you have another year of Jason. Just kind of, do you get excited about future stuff at all, or are you just locked in?
I'm just trying to get ready for Saturday, to be honest with you. But I'm excited for how well they've played and how competitive they are. because their competitive spirit makes everybody else better. And they practice that way, and that's helped practices a lot. You know, when you see who's getting the production in the game and you show the video of practice and see who's going hard and full speed every single route in practice, it makes everybody play better.